This is Pranav Guha Thakurta from EduTV, New Delhi. Today, we have with us Dr. Girish Rangnekar with us. He has served the best of the brands in the media industry: Star Television, Z Television, Lokmat, Sakal, Symbiosis. He is currently the director of School of Media at Symbiosis Skill and Professional University. And as an expert in media and communication, we have requested him for his advice on careers in making digital films. So, welcome, Dr. Rangnekar. We would like to have your advice for youngsters as this field is booming, doing
Yeah.
very well, how they can enter into this industry and how they can make a good living through that. Yes, sir.
Thanks for inviting me. It's my pleasure. As everybody is aware that Symbiosis is a renowned international brand, and we offer all types of skill-based education. 70% of the teaching pedagogy is skills and practicals. We have all skill-based education and sector-specific courses like BBA, Digital Media and Marketing, BBA, Digital Filmmaking. We have BSc, Beauty and Wellness. So one can dream of becoming a celebrity fitness coach or celebrity makeup artist. We have BBA, Ports and Terminal Management. We have BBA, Logistics and Supply Chain Management. We have BBA, Retail and E-commerce Management. We have Architecture. We have BTech in Mechatronics, Data Science. So all these sectors are, emerging, growing, and like for example, digital. I would say it is not even emerging; it is dominating.
Correct.
So when we launched this school, I thought of organizing a panel discussion, and you would be surprised. The title of the panel discussion was "COVID Pandemic: A Blessing in Disguise for Digital Media?" Question mark. If you look at the growth of digital, especially in pandemic time, it's like leaps and bounds. If you look at all those malls were shut, but e-commerce was growing. Theaters were shut, but OTT was growing, is growing. If you look at hotels were shut, restaurants were shut, but the food recipe videos, they were climbing ranks on YouTube. So digitally everything was growing. And digital filmmaking, answer to your question, digital filmmaking, again, when we talk about digital as a word in digital filmmaking, we're talking about camera formats and releasing platforms. Because eventually all the traditional filmmaking is going to be, remaining the same. Like, filmmaking is about storytelling. So all the aspects of filmmaking, like screenplay, dialogue, cinematography, editing, sound engineering, direction, these all are going to be playing very important role when it comes to learning digital filmmaking. Our more focus is on distribution and marketing as well. All these traditional filmmaking institutes, they offer filmmaking programs in such a way that there is a technical and creative aspects attached to it. But when we conceived this program, we thought of bringing that distribution and marketing angle also, because it is not just important to create good, great content, but it is also important to market that content. So while conceiving this program, we thought of having the MOUs with various OTT companies like Hotstar, Amazon, Netflix. So all these companies, the way they are growing, especially we have seen in pandemic time the binge watching. Binge watching is also new normal, and the length of content, duration of content, the way it is getting consumed. Gone are the days when we used to have that unit of entertainment, in number of hours. Like this film was, 2 hours, this film was 1.5 hours, this film was 3 hours. But now we are talking about seasons, first season, second season, third season. So audience is used to that kind of a duration of entertainment. Money Heist, Breaking Bad, Patalok, Mirzapur. So people are used to watching this kind of great content, universal content and transparent characters. Gone are the days, when we used to have villain and hero and typical, black and white films. But now we see so much of gray areas and all those real life stories. So thanks to this pandemic, I would say, this digital, the way digital is going and with the way people are now consuming entertainment. So there is humongous scope when it comes to jobs, when it comes to employment, because BBA digital filmmaking, we thought of adding that business angle, because students will also learn business computing. They will also learn the Excel sheets in terms of formulating the budgets. If you look at Facebook and YouTube, and if you try to compare with the population of the consumption of YouTube and Facebook in terms of the world population, as if Facebook and YouTube is so our countries, you'll find that Facebook and YouTube are having the ranks of first and second. The way the consumption on YouTube and on Facebook is happening. So I would say that in terms of creating content on YouTube, you should be able to market that content. So you should know the analytics, you should know the keywords, you should know when it comes to social media, you should know the hashtags. So all that is going to play a very important role when it comes to success. So it is just not creating good great content, but it is also important to market that content. So if you look at OTT, like for example, Netflix, in any minute, you'll find that few lakh of hours are getting consumed on Netflix itself. So it's humongous, it's huge. So we are looking at this program very optimistically, and we feel confident that students who will pursue BBA digital filmmaking, they will not only get good exposure in terms of creating good content, but also in terms of marketing and distributing it.
Dr. Girish, I would like to ask you a very important question that will help the students. Like what I saw, you did your BSc in electronics from the prestigious Ferguson College.
Yeah.
I think those days getting admission in solid state or BSc was not a very simple thing, because I understand that very well. Still, I think that's getting admission Ferguson College is not that simple. So how was the idea welcomed at home and relatives doing PhD in mass communication?
I'll tell you, I like to get into my old days. When I was having the choice of getting into engineering or BSc, I was not having that kind of a technical bent of mind. So I thought of getting into BSc, and that to good college, that was Ferguson, and that to a good specialization, that is electronics. So I got into that, and again I was doing so many extracurricular activities. I'll go to a classic example. We had the great opportunity of going to East. It was not, East-West Cultural Exchange Program.
Okay.
So I was happened to be part of that team. We had 25, 30 odd students who were selected, and we were supposed to present our culture, Maharashtrian culture, to the West Bengal. And so we were there in Kolkata for 1 month. So I was part of that team, and I was acting, I was singing, and that was the last year of my BSc. And still I could get first class throughout my career. So while doing that, I was also, giving news at All India Radio, and I was a news reader. I was also doing theater. I was doing professional drama that time. So if you look at my career, I was actually doing so many activities at the same time, and also activities pertaining to media, pertaining to theater, pertaining to radio. And when I thought of the extension of BSc Electronics, that time computer was very new. And then I did MCM, BSc Electronics, MCM, and the PhD is in Communication Science. So communication science is the interdisciplinary area. So I got into PhD in communication science, and I did that PhD. And again, it took almost 10 years for that PhD. So I keep saying, whenever it comes to PhD, that I am not doctor of philosophy, I'm doctor of patience. Because it was a huge struggle. My guide, she went to US and she didn't come back. There was some problem at her end. So I had to change guide. I had to take different permissions from vice chancellor and so forth. But then it was fun, and it was like immense learning throughout that process.
Sir, you headed the creative team also. You're a creative director.
Yeah.
So what kind of juices? What kind of people? What kind of student should go into creative fields? What I have seen, a lot of people who are not creative went to creative field, and who are creative went to some other fields, and it was a loss for universities also, and it was a loss for corporates also. So, like, I think you did a wonderful job. Like, MCM also didn't distracted you. In those days, I think anyone who did MCM, went to US also. Am I correct?
Absolutely.
Fine.
Especially Y2K boom.
Yes, yes, yes. So because I know that time, mid 90s to 2000, this was happening. Forget about the MCM. Even who has done a small course of 6 months in computers went to US. Anyway, that's a different thing. And now the time has come of robots and all, technical, very technical. The creative fields are in demand nowadays more. So, what is your suggestion to the students? How they, because I'm sure you know better than us. A lot of jobs which are available today won't be present after 5 years.
Absolutely. I
So,
keep saying this to students that we are living in an exponential time
correct.
and digital is evolving, emerging. What I will say is, as per my experience, you should have a passion.
Right.
And I think that passion, that inner desire is the most fundamental thing, when it comes to success. And it applies to any field. But especially when it comes to creativity, when it comes to performing arts, you have to have that inner zeal, inner passion, and something, you want to prove, show to outside world. Otherwise, invariably what happens is log kya kahenge. So
Correct.
I'm from the school that kuch to log kahenge. Logon ka kaam hai kehna.
Good
So
one.
you should have that the confidence in you. You should have that out of the box thinking. You should have that passion. That breaking the barriers and breaking the comfort zones. That's how I've done. I was in Sakal. I was there for 5 years. I was with Star. I was there for 5 years. But I continuously I broke those comfort zones and I tried my best to prove. So that's how you have to accept challenges, take new challenges, and you have to deliver. So if you have that kind of a mindset, and I keep saying my students, I have a learning mind. So I keep saying students also, you should have a learning mind. Your money is going to be a byproduct. You should have
Correct.
a learning mind. I
Right.
keep saying students that you should think about innovations, copyrights, the patents, why they are going to US, why not here? So you should think about enterprise. You should have an enterprising mind. So once we have that, may it be a creative field, may it be a technical field, may it be a bureaucratic job, you will survive. You will do your wonders.
That's, I think that advice will definitely help the students. Sir, my next request for an advice is, like after creative director, you became director. Not only in a film, in films, and that too you became they did for 10 years. And now you are a director of institution. Sir, I'm sure now your lot of time is consumed in administrative jobs also. Fine. So does this administrative jobs consumes creativity also, sir?
Yes, definitely. It's a lot of energy.
Right.
So from that context, yes.
But again, I think that helps you to understand people also.
Definitely, if you consider that that's going to be a part and parcel of the system, then obviously no two ways about it, and you have to get used to it. So I'm used to it now.
Sir, why like a very regional question?
Uh-huh.
How come people from Maharashtra has made such a huge industry? I think we produce the largest number of the films on the earth. Am I correct, sir?
Absolutely. Bollywood.
Yeah. So, what is the reason behind that? And definitely, I'll come. I've got some more questions. I don't think so. Ocean or Arabian Ocean or sea has got to do something with that. So, what was the reason why it happened there in such a big pace?
If you look at from the era of Dadasaheb Phalke,
Okay.
you'll find that he belongs to he's from Nasik.
Okay.
We've seen that era, when the how he conceived his passion and he converted that into profession, and he went to Europe and he built, he brought that camera,
Okay.
and from there on he started making films. Same is the case with Bollywood. Bimal Roy and those era golden era, I will say. Rishikesh Mukherjee, Gurudutt, all those films, they were, continuously making films. And I think here in India, I will say that films or cinemas are perceived like a religion. It's like, same way like cricket. We perceive it like it's a religion. Films are so much so much close to our heart. So watching films is like, it's a part and parcel of our life. So I think that's the maybe that could be the reason, these filmmakers, they kept producing films, and we as a viewers, we kept on watching the films. India is the number one producer of films across the world, and I would say that OTT has added another context. And
Correct.
some statistic that, OTT, if you look at Indian OTT market, it is poised to reach some $5 billion, by 2023. And in 2018 it was some 2000 plus crore, and in 2019 it went on to 3500 crore.
Okay.
So it is really growing exponentially, and no wonder the entire foundation, it goes back to Dada Saheb Phalke, and no wonder we see that kind of a surge and that kind of a growth the OTT industry is showing. And also, digital advertising is also growing, and it is expected to increase by 26% in 2020. And traditionally, if you look at it, traditional advertising, it is growing by 9.4%. So digitally, the brands which we used to, spend in crores, they're spending in lakhs, because digital, comparative to traditional media like television and print, is cheap. So brands are also enjoying digital advertising, and also trying to increase their footprint. May it be email marketing, may it be social media marketing, search engine marketing, search engine optimizations. Brand are used to that now. So if you look at videos also, I always keep saying to students that if you look at the India, 85% of the Indian population is enjoying the handset, using handsets or smartphones, and on mobile phones you'll find that more than 80% of the consumption is video.
Yes.
So again, if you look at from the internet penetration point of view, you'll find that almost 50% of the Indian population is, population is enjoying internet. But if you look at the next 2-3 years down the line, you'll find that additional 30-40% of the Indian population is going to enjoy that internet. So there is going to be exponential growth, and thanks to our Prime Minister Narendra Ji Modi, Digital India, and it's going to be really a different time frame after a few years down the line. So in terms of digital marketing, in terms of OTT channels, in terms of spends, in terms of app usage, in terms of websites, so everything is going to grow like anything. May it be artificial intelligence, data science, all those cloud computing.
Now we're getting quantum computing also. I think we can have lot more advice from you from time to time, and that will help our students, parents to take a decision. And I agree with you. Majority of the newspapers are getting thinner and thinner day by day. Advertisements are less. Content is less, because whatever we read in the morning, the news is always flashed a night before on the internet. And I'm really very happy to see a person from industry heading a educational institution, that too in digital media, digital films, the digital world, because it is the, I think, need of the hour.
Correct.
I'm sure the students, this will help the students, parents, school principals, teachers, and all stakeholders of education. Like, I think this is your meeting with us will give a new dimension to people. So otherwise, in my time, BSc Physics was supposed to be some technical guy who doesn't want to speak much. He will become an engineer or something like that. That was the, I think, idea those days. I think you have done wonderful in life, sir. Thank you so much.
Most welcome. I would say that I would like to say that 85% of the people who are successful in life, they are extrovert. They are having the great communication skills and personalities. Only 50%, 15% goes to technical skills.
Correct.
So I always believe in that. And also, I like very interesting quote from Napoleon. It says that world suffers a lot, world suffers a lot, not because of violence of bad people, but because of silence of good people.
Correct.
So I always like to break silence, and that's how I am. And I really enjoy life. And so, thank you. Thanks for your time and
No, no, no,
inviting me.
I'm very thankful for your time.